Welcome back to the Wildfiles. I'm Jane Matthews, founder of Wildcat Careers. We work exclusively with MSPs to fix broken hiring processes, create those cultures people actually want to work in, and build teams that succeed. The Wildfiles is a podcast where we talk about all things hiring, leadership, culture, growth, people problems, people opportunities, and the uncomfortable truths many MSP leaders quietly know but rarely say out loud. And today, we're going straight for one of my favourite truths. Most MSPs think hiring starts when their advert goes live. Wrong. Not slightly wrong, wildly wrong. Because hiring often starts long before that. It starts before the role exists, before the recruiter is briefed, before the salary is agreed, before someone says in leadership, right, we need to hire. Hiring starts the moment someone becomes curious about your business. That is when the process begins. And if that sounds dramatic, stay with me. Because right now there are engineers, account managers, service desk leads, consultants, and future leaders quietly judging your business before they have ever spoken to you. They're checking your website. They're looking at LinkedIn. They are scanning leadership profiles. They're reading your content. They're noticing who stays. They are noticing who leaves. They're noticing whether your business feels sharp or stale, whether it feels organized or messy, whether it feels ambitious or tired, whether it feels like somewhere worth betting their career. And the brutal truth? Many MSPs are losing people they never knew were interested. You see, that's what today's episode is about. The invisible hiring stage. The silent decision-making that happens before someone applies. Because if you think recruitment starts at application, you're already late. So let's get into it. Let me paint you a picture. There is someone right now working in another MSP, good operator, reliable, sharp, maybe technically excellent, maybe brilliant with clients, maybe the kind of person every MSP says they want. They're not applying for jobs today. They're not sitting on Reed with a coffee. They're not frantically messaging recruiters, but they are drifting. They are getting a bit frustrated. They are tired of poor leadership. They're tired of firefighting. They're tired of those promises that never become plans. They're tired of being told growth is coming while they carry 3 people's workload. But they're not desperate, but they are open. And open candidates are where the real market lives. Not desperate candidates, open candidates. People who would move for something better. So now, here is the key bit. When these people become curious, they do not apply first. They investigate first. That means before they ever click a button, they are assessing you quietly. And many MSPs never even realise they were under review. This is not even a hiring thing. It's a human thing. Think about how you book a hotel. You don't just book it blind. You look at reviews, you check photos, you zoom in on the bathroom, you read the weird 1-star review from someone angry about the pillows. You check if breakfast looks decent. You look at the car park. You inspect the place before you commit. Candidates do exactly the same with employers. They inspect, they compare, they imagine, they ask themselves, what would life feel like there? Could I trust them? Would I grow there? Would I regret this move 6 months later? And if what they find feels underwhelming, they disappear. No rejection email, no feedback request, no chance to rescue it. They just move on. You lose people without ever entering the game. So let's start with websites. Many MSP websites are clearly built in a panic 3 years ago, and when then they really sort of abandoned in a cupboard. Stock photos everywhere. A smiling man in a headset from 2011. Buzzwords floating around like confetti. Experts in innovation, scalable, tailorable, future-ready solutions. I mean, God, guys, what does that even mean? Nothing. Then the career page, if they have one. One lonely little tab. No personality, no people, no progression story. Well, no reason to care. Just a sentence that says, we're always open and looking for talented people. That is not a career strategy. That's a shrug. And candidates feel it. They may not say it consciously, but they feel it. You see, this looks average. This feels stale. This doesn't feel alive. Energy matters because people want to join momentum, not museum pieces, guys. Now, let's talk about leadership visibility. This one is massive. Candidates increasingly hire leaders before leaders hire them, meaning they are looking at the people steering the ship. Who are you? What do you believe in? How do you speak? How do you treat people? Do you seem switched on? Do you seem inspiring? Do you seem thoughtful? Or do you seem invisible? Now, let me be clear. You do not need to become some dancing content creator doing motivational reels in reception. That's not what I mean. I mean presence. A leader who shares perspective, who celebrates their staff wins, who speaks with clarity, who shows standards, who seems like a grown-up running a grown-up business, because silence gets interpreted too. If leaders are invisible, candidates fill the gap with assumptions, usually not flattering ones, may I add. Right, we all know changing jobs, well, it feels risky, especially for strong people. They know they're employable. They know they have value. So they're not looking for any old move. They're looking for the right move. And that means when they look at your business, they are doing what I call risk maths. Not on a spreadsheet, it's emotional. They're asking, will I join chaos? Which promises match reality? Will I be supported? Will there be progression? Will leadership be stable? Will I inherit a mess? Can I trust these people? And here is what many businesses miss. If the answers are unclear, the safest answer becomes where I am, even if where they are is not perfect. You see, clarity beats curiosity when risk rises. Right, let's get practical, because you know I love getting practical. What signals do MSPs accidentally send? If you advertise the same role every 6 months, well, the signal for that is a retention problem. If every vacancy sounds urgent, that signal, well, constant understaffing. If every advert asks for resilience under pressure, that signal, stress is normalised. If no staff are visible online, signal, low engagement or no pride. If leaders never post, well, that signal is detached management. If Glassdoor is full of smoke, signal, there may be a fire. If your website talks endlessly about, clients but never employees, well, that signals that people are a resource, not a priority. These signals may not all be true, but perception drives behaviour. That's the game. So now I want you to imagine you own a beautiful shop. Inside is brilliant, great people, strong products, lovely atmosphere. But outside, the windows are filthy, the lights are flickering, the sign is hanging off, the door is sticking. No one can tell if it's open. You keep saying, if they come in, they'd love it. Maybe. But many never will. That is employer brand. Sometimes you see brilliant businesses hide behind poor presentation. The average business, well, they beat them simply because they look sharper from the pavement. That stings, but it happens every day. Right, guys, in MSP land, your people are the product. Yes, tools matter. Yes, stack matters. Yes, process matters, of course. But, clients feel your people. They experience your engineers. They trust your account managers. They remember your service desk. So hiring people is not HR fluff. It's commercial strategy. And if you repel talent before application stage, you weaken the very thing clients buy from you, your people engine. This is why this matters. It's not vanity, value. Let's simplify it. Strong candidates want signs of competent leadership, stable growth, clear progression, professional standards, real humans, energy, direction, respect. That's it. They do not need, fireworks. They do not need foosball tables or pool tables. They do not need bean bags and branded socks, although I quite like a sock. They need confidence. They need to feel. This looks like somewhere sensible and ambitious. That feeling is powerful. The best hiring brands I see often do simple things consistently. Their LinkedIn feels alive. Their staff, well, they're celebrated. Their vacancies are clear. Their tone sounds human. Their growth story is obvious. Their standards feel high. Their culture feels, well, believable, not performative. Believable. That word matters because candidates can smell fake culture from space. If I ran your hiring brand for the next 30 days, this is what I would do. First, refresh your LinkedIn presence, please. Not polished, not polished nonsense. Real updates, real wins, real people. Second, update your career page or make one. Why join? What growth? What support? And then third, get leadership visible monthly. Thoughts, values, progress. Fourth, show employee stories, how they joined, how they developed. That's such a strong thing to do. Fifth, rewrite one advert properly. Human language, clear expectations, clear salary, please, guys. Clear opportunity, simple moves, huge shift. You see, some MSPs think they have a candidate shortage, but sometimes they have a perception shortage. Good people are out there, but if curiosity turns into doubt the moment they look at you, they never apply. And because you never see them, well, you blame the market. The market gets blamed for a lot of self-inflicted wounds, guys. So let's land this properly. Hiring does not begin when the advert goes live. It begins when someone hears your name, when they see your content, when they visit your website, when they check your leadership, when they ask an old colleague what you are like. That is when hiring starts, in curiosity. And curiosity, guys, is fragile. You either feed it with confidence or kill it with neglect. Some of the best people you could ever hire are already circling businesses like yours, quietly watching, comparing, wondering if there's something better out there. The question is not whether talent is looking. The question is what they are seeing when they actually look at you. So stay visible, stay credible, stay intentional. And as always, remember to stay wild.